So we've all come across landing pages on the internet before, but there's a lot more to them than meets the eye. In this video, we'll be diving into the ultimate crash course on how to create a high-converting landing page in 2025. And here's why this is so important. Research from Unbounce shows that the average landing page conversion sits around 4.4%. But with the right strategies, some pages see conversion of 11% or higher, nearly triple that average. One of those strategies, which I'm going to be teaching you, is called the lift model, and this was created by Chris Goward of Conversion North America. I'm going to be teaching you that lift model and implementing it with you together using the sponsor of today's video, High Level. High Level is an all-in-one marketing platform that provides the tools needed to create high-converting landing pages, automate lead generation, and manage customer relationships. Now, as far as the lift model goes, this is a widely recognized methodology for analyzing and optimizing landing pages, focusing on 6 key factors. That is value proposition, relevance, clarity, urgency, anxiety, and distraction. So we're going to be going through each one of these together, explaining why this is important, and then we'll build the landing page out according to this model. Let's dive in. The first key factor to the lift model is value proposition. Simply put, this is the clarity and attractiveness of an offer that's being presented. Ultimately, the value proposition needs to be able to answer the question, what's in it for me? Essentially, this is going to be whatever makes it worthwhile for your customers to buy or use whatever you're offering. For our landing page, I'm going to be using an example of creating a service-based business. This is going to be a translation and dubbing service for content creators who want to take their English videos and convert them over to Spanish. I actually do this myself using a Spanish YouTube channel, so we're going to be able to leverage a real-world example for our landing page. But do keep in mind this is just going to be for demonstration purposes only. Now, one thing that I recommend with your landing page is using clear and concise headings and subheadings to immediately grab the visitor's attention. So let's jump into the high-level platform now and start building out our landing page. And guys, if you want to follow along and build your landing page with me, which I highly recommend, click the top link in the description below. This will bring you over to High Level, where you can sign up for a free trial. With that said, let's jump over there now. Okay guys, so here we are inside of my High Level account. Now once you click that link, you can go ahead and sign up for a free trial, and then you'll be able to follow along here with me. What we're going to do now is get started with our funnel. So we're going to click here on New Funnel in the top right. Now from here, you can either start from scratch, you can use the AI builder, or you can build from a template. In this case, we're going to use from templates, and then we're going to click here on continue. And now we are in the template library, where you can look at all sorts of different pre-built templates for your landing page. Now you can either break this down here by category, or what I like best is the type of funnel that you're building. So in my case, we're going to be ultimately looking for people to book a consultation about our service. So we're going to check consultation here, and this shows us all of the funnels that are specific to that. But if, for example, you're looking to sell something, you can just select checkout, and these are going to be geared towards getting people to go to a checkout page and actually purchase something. So if you click on these, like here, for example, this limited time design offer, you can also full screen it to see what this is going to look like. So you can see in real time how that countdown works and the different things like that, and the drag and drop elements. We're not going to use this one here because we're not looking to have the goal of selling something, but I just wanted to show you how you can preview these. We're going to click on back twice, and then from this screen, we're going to uncheck the checkout here under types and recheck consultation. The life coach template looks pretty good if we click on that. And since I want to showcase one of these translated videos, I really like the fact that you have a video right here on the home page, as the product is really going to sell itself here in my opinion. But if not, we have the rest of the page to take care of that with our various goals. But this does look good to me, so we're going to click here on continue now. At this point, it's going to start building this for us, and then we are going to fill it in with our information. Alrighty, now the fun part, we're going to start building out our landing page. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring all of my information in, and then we're going to go through the various parts that we talked about in the video and make sure we are implementing those steps. But for starters, we're just going to work top to bottom, and the first thing we're going to do is bring in our logo. So if we click on this element up here, we can see it's an image, but right now we just have this template in place. If we click here under image options and we choose the button to the right, we can now upload the file. Now I already have it in here, but if you don't, you can just click the upload button here or connect to Google Drive. But we're just going to select our logo and click on insert media. So that brings in our logo, but it's a little bit too small, so I want to make this a little bit bigger. And the way I'm going to do that is by scrolling down here to size, and we're going to change the height to 50. So by changing this to 50, it's going to make the height of this 50 pixels, and I think that looks better. It makes the logo not look distorted, so that's going to be it for the logo. Now I already have my copy filled out here for the sub-headline, the headline, as well as the paragraph below it, so I'm going to paste those in, and then I'm going to show you how to link our YouTube video. So thinking about value proposition here, this is what we decided to go with. The top sub-headline here says, unlock your new audience with artificial intelligence, and then the main headline is tap into your full potential with AI dubbed content, and then below that the paragraph says check out an example of this powerful translation and dubbing service below. And I think I want a bold example, so I'm just going to go ahead and take care of that now. That way we don't have to remember how to do that later. Now we're going to go ahead and bring in our video, and that's going to be very easy as well. So what we're going to do here is click on the element, and you can see here under video type, it's already set up here for YouTube. So all we have to do is paste in the video URL. Now that I have my URL, all we have to do is come over here and click on paste or command V, and just like that, it brings over my YouTube video. So at this point, we can continue working our way through the different elements. We have a button right here below that, and we're going to talk about the call to action later, so I'm not going to fill this out just yet because I want to make sure we do this sequentially. What I am going to do though is fill out the About Us section and bring in a picture here which is going to show proof of the analytics for my Spanish YouTube channel. Now that we typed in the About Us section there, which says we believe that everyone should be able to access your creative content, our cutting edge translation and dubbing service can allow you to 5x 10x or even 20x your content output. From a la carte video dubbing to full end-to-end translated channel management, TubeDubby can cater to all needs. We're now going to add our image over here. So we're going to click here on add element, and you can choose all of these different elements here if you want to add buttons, forms, which you're going to add later, and different things like that. But for now, we're just going to add another image. And then we're going to click here, and we're going to then choose the same icon, and we're going to bring in this image here showing the watch time over the last 28 days on this Spanish YouTube channel, which is pretty impressive. Almost 600 hours actually here of watch time on this channel in the last 28 days for a relatively new channel. But now we're going to hop back over and talk about the second key factor of the lift model before we continue here with the landing page. Real quick, guys, here's another tip I have for your landing page when it comes to increasing conversion. You can test different value propositions using HighLevel's A/B testing tool to determine which one resonates best with your audience. So keep in mind as you go here that nothing is set in stone, and you can test variations out to see which one performs the best. Now that we have the value proposition figured out, the second key factor of the lift model is relevance. This is going to be how well the content, the design, and the offer match the needs and expectations of the audience. In order to do a good job at this step, you need to know your audience, or the audience segment that you're targeting specifically. In addition, the offer, messaging, and visuals should all align with what visitors expect from the ad or referral source that brought them to the page. So when you're completing this step, you need to think about where the traffic will be coming from that you're directing to your landing page. In my case, this is mostly going to be word of mouth, where I share my Spanish YouTube channel with other creators and then send this landing page to them through an email to talk about it more. My audience segment in this case would be content creators, and since I am a content creator myself, I have some important insights to keep in mind. For starters, I want to make sure my landing page is as concise as possible because I know that creators are generally extremely busy. So let's jump back into high level now and see how we can improve the relevance of our landing page. Alrighty guys, so now we want to improve the relevance of our landing page, and we're going to be doing two things here. Number one, I want to make sure our landing page is as concise as possible, so we're going to delete some unnecessary elements. And then number two, I want to add a form in here, that way we can collect information from people if they want to learn more about the service, and then we can start building out an email list here of potential customers. But for now, we're just going to scroll through and delete unnecessary elements in this step. So we're going to use this button here later. I'm going to leave that. I like the About Us section. But this paragraph here, and honestly this entire section, I think is just going to be more than we need for our target audience. They're going to be too busy to read all of this, and so I don't want them to just abandon the page. What's cool is if you don't like this entire section, you can just delete the entire section and it disappears. We are going to add testimonials later, but I only have one of them. So we're just going to delete this other whole section here by clicking that, and then it's going to recenter this here for us. Now we don't have a video testimonial, so we're going to delete the video aspect of this, but we're going to leave the text box. This button here I think is also going to work out for us. And the FAQ here we're going to take advantage of in a later step. The pricing we don't want to have on our main page here because it's going to be different depending on what people are looking for. So I'm going to delete this entirely. And then we just have the copyright here to fill out. So I'll go ahead and do this right now. So that's going to generally satisfy the step here of relevance, making sure that if I'm going to be showing this to YouTubers, this is going to be relevant to them and they're going to be able to get through this in a quick amount of time, and it's not going to be bogging them down with too much information. What I want to do is add a form now, so we're going to click here on the plus button here between these two sections, and then we're going to select here under elements, we're going to select form. But before we go ahead and add this form to the landing page, I want to bounce back over and talk about the next key factor of the lift model, which is going to be clarity, as we might be making a mistake here if we add in this form. So let's jump over now and talk about that. Another thing to keep in mind here as you go is that you can also leverage high levels dynamic content features to personalize the landing page based on user data such as location or behavior. This can be a great way to enhance relevance and drive better engagement. In addition, when it comes to forms and collecting information, another tip that I have for you is to ensure that your forms are short and only ask for necessary information, as this will reduce friction for visitors. The next key factor in the lift model to consider is going to be the clarity of your landing page. This is going to be the simplicity and the directness of both the messaging and the design. What you ultimately want here is a clean and focused landing page with a single clear call to action, or CTA, that guides users without any confusion. A common mistake that I see with landing pages is making a landing page without a very clear call to action. You don't want to have 5 different things that people could potentially click on. As you'll soon see, High Levels Drag and Drop Builder allows you to easily streamline the design and focus on one singular goal. In our case, the one singular goal or call to action is going to be hopping on a one-on-one call to hear more about the translation service. Now, another conversion tip that we're going to be implementing as well is to keep the messaging brief and aligned with your target audience needs. Ultimately, this means making sure that your call to action stands out and is action-oriented, such as get your free trial or grab your discount today. So let's jump back over to high level now and figure out how to make our landing page more clear with a singular CTA that is action-oriented. So guys, with that understanding now, I don't want to add a form to this page because I don't want to have 2 different call to actions. To be clear, what we have throughout here are buttons that we're going to fill out, and the goal is for them to hop on a call with a person from the team here for a consultation. So if I also have a form in place, that might just confuse people and then they might take no action at all. Now, you can test all of this yourself with A/B testing features and things like that, but just for the sake of this and making things as concise and simple as possible, we're going to forego the form, and instead we're just going to fill out our buttons here to make sure we have a clear call to action. So what we're going to do here for our call to action is have this be a free consultation call. So we're going to make sure the copy here is spelling that out and specifying that, and it's also making it sound rather enticing. So what we've gone with is claim your custom one-on-one consultation call. I think this makes it sound a little bit more unique and original to that particular person instead of a one-size-fits-all. And now we're just going to make sure that we have the same verbiage on all of our buttons. So where this says get instant access, I'm just going to copy and paste that over. And then below the FAQs, we're just going to do the same exact thing here as well. Something else very important that we have to add here to our landing page to make sure that people take action immediately. So let's jump back over and talk about that in the next key element of the lift model, and then we'll go ahead and implement it together. Alrighty guys, we are now halfway through the process of creating the ultimate high converting landing page. The next key factor to keep in mind here is going to be urgency. Simply put, this is going to demonstrate or explain why somebody should take action on this right now versus waiting. The truth is, the perception of limited time or availability is what ultimately compels immediate action. And here's the cool thing. You can actually create this sense of urgency on high level by introducing time-sensitive offers, limited spots, or exclusive bonuses to encourage quick action. Now, it's important to understand this isn't about creating a gimmick or anything like that. But for our example, this could be as simple as conveying that we're only looking to work with the first 20 YouTube channels only as a test group. And then we could always open it up to a larger group later, so it's not like this is even misleading or anything like that. High-level features support countdown timers as well as integrated urgency-building pop-ups or banners to emphasize time-sensitive offers too, so you can get creative here. So let's jump back over to high level now and create this element of urgency together. So now we want to go ahead and implement this strategy of urgency on our landing page, and I want to go ahead and do that by showing that there are a limited number of these calls available. So we're going to do that under the button here. If we click here on our button, there's a few ways we could do this. For one example here, if you scroll down to the actual text section, you can see there is a subtext section. So we could simply just say limited spots available, and that's going to show up right below that. And so now it's going to say claim your custom one-on-one consultation call, limited spots available. I think that looks pretty good, but we're going to change the subtext up a little bit for each one of these buttons to make sure it's not as repetitive, and we're also going to use a couple of other urgency tactics as we do that. And it looks like for this one, the subtext color was set to white, so we're just going to come up here and change this here. And making this one red is kind of fun, so it kind of draws attention there to that subtext. And then once again at the bottom here on this one, we will add subtext, again adding urgency. What we've done to implement this urgency here is add this here where it says limited spots available. And then on the second button, we added first 20 channels only. And that is true because if we did this, we would do a test group potentially here, so we're not doing anything misleading. And then below that, we have limited time and availability. But now we're going to hop back over and talk more about the next key element that we have to implement here. Guys, our landing page has already come a long way, and what we're looking at now is probably better than most of what's already out there today. But we still have two more important factors to cover, and the next one is going to be anxiety. For this step, you need to put yourself in the shoes of a visitor who just came to your landing page, and you now need to think about any type of hesitation or doubt that they might have about the offer. The main thing on their mind is going to be, is this too good to be true? The best practice here is to address those common objectives by building trust and minimizing any concerns. In my case, I'm going to be adding a customer testimonial sharing actual screenshots from my Spanish YouTube channel. But again, guys, keep in mind this is just for demonstration purposes only, and writing a testimonial for your own business is not exactly ethical. But just to show you how it works, we're going to jump back over to high level now, and we're going to create a testimonial using high level's testimonial widget. So we're going to take care of that factor of anxiety here and make sure that we take care of any common objections or beliefs or misbeliefs people might have about this business, things like that. We're going to accomplish this in two ways. Number one, we're going to do the testimonials feature here. And then number two, we're also going to fill out the FAQs and address any common objections and try to read the mind of somebody who was landing on this page and thinking, is this potentially too good to be true, or what they might think is not going to be legit about the business. Okay, we pasted in that testimonial. I'm going to show this to you at the end when we read it all together, but now I want to go ahead and fill out the FAQs for you. So this is all filled in from before, but if we click into this box, we can start changing these one-on-one right here under this list. And what you would do is simply click into the box here, and then you can edit the text directly. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out for each one of my questions, and then we will go through the landing page together. But before we take a look at the final landing page, let's go ahead and cover the final element here of the lift model. We have now reached the final step of implementing this powerful lift model, and the final key factor is going to be distraction. This is going to be any unnecessary content or elements that take away from the goal of your landing page. The funny part about this step in the process is it's often more about removal than it is about addition of new things. Keep in mind that your landing page needs to have one primary goal, whether it's capturing a lead or driving a sale. So now it's time to trim the fat and make our landing page as potent as possible. So now we're going to take a final look here and keep in mind whether or not we have any unnecessary elements that are distracting people from the goal of the landing page, which is going to be our call to action of hopping on a consultation call. What we're going to do is take a look here by clicking on the eyeball button, and this is going to allow us to preview the landing page just as if you were seeing it as a visitor. So I'm not going to read everything that we've covered already, but I do want to show you how the video works. So if somebody landed on this after getting an email from me or just hearing about this service and I sent them to the URL, this is what they would see, and they can click on the play button here to see how these actually sound.
Si estás buscando el tutorial de Fidelity más completo para principiantes, este es el video para ti. Vamos a abrir una cuenta nueva de Fidelity desde cero.
Below that, we have our button where they have a clear call to action of claim your custom one-on-one consultation call, and there are limited spots available. Below that, we have the About Us section with some proof here of the watch time for the Ryan Scribner Español channel, and then we have the testimonial. So what we've written out here is working with TubeDubby has been a game changer for my content business. Not only am I getting new international viewers, I am also generating more affiliate conversions for my partners. This has generated an immediate ROI for my business, and I am now going to be launching a total of 5 international channels with them. And that is actually true. I am going to be launching and have launched now a total of 5 of these international channels. Then we have another button here where you can claim your custom one-on-one consultation call, and I love the bump element here when you click and hover over it. And these are all customizable too, these little things like that. And there we mentioned it's the first 20 channels only for that urgency. Next, we have the frequently asked questions. So first, will this work for my channel or niche? If you click into that, you can see it says, short answer, yes. What we have found is people are searching for your content in one language. That means they're probably searching for it elsewhere too. This is especially true if your channel content strategy relies heavily on YouTube search. Next, it says how much is this going to cost. We have details here about the pricing. I'm not going to read everything here to you guys. You can pause and read if you want, but keep in mind this is just for demonstration purposes. Is there a guarantee? We have specifics about that. And then what if I am not happy? We have information there about a refund period. And then at the bottom, there is one more button to claim your custom one-on-one consultation call, limited time and availability, and just copyright TubeDubby 2025, all rights reserved. So normally we would trim the fat here, but I think we are pretty lean, and I don't think there's any unnecessary elements that distract people from the goal of hopping on a one-on-one consultation call. And that tells me that we have achieved the goal here of V1 of this landing page. Now from here, you would test this out with traffic and possibly A/B test some different things, and then use that data to refine your landing page. There you have it, guys. That is how to create the ultimate high-converting landing page in 2025. Now, it is recommended that you regularly review your landing pages to identify elements that might distract or confuse users, such as too much text or irrelevant images. And again, you can use HighLevel's A/B testing feature to find the cleanest design that has the highest conversion rate. After your landing page is done, there's really only 2 more final steps to follow, and that is tracking metrics and A/B testing. For tracking metrics, you can use HighLevel's comprehensive analytics dashboard to measure the performance of each page element. This allows you to monitor key metrics such as conversion rates, bounce rates, and form submissions to assess how well the landing page adheres to the lift model that we just covered. And as far as the A/B testing goes, you can continuously run different A/B testing on different versions of the landing page using high level. This can allow you to experiment with different elements such as headings, CTAs, urgency tactics, and form designs to determine the optimal combination for maximizing conversions. To me, High Level stands out as an all-in-one marketing platform for building high-converting landing pages. What sets High Level apart is that they seamlessly integrate with other marketing tools that you're probably already using. The ability to continually test and refine landing pages based on real-time data makes it the perfect choice for businesses focused on results and growth. If you're ready to create your own high-converting landing page today and take your marketing to the next level, click the top link down below to start a free trial of High Level today. So click the link below to start building your perfect landing page. If you made it to the end of the video, don't forget to drop a like as well as subscribe and hit the bell for future notifications. You can click below to watch my latest video, and I'll see you there.